I'm so excited that you've joined us today for our monthly Techinar. We're featuring business planning, and I'm your host, Annette Anthony, your Director of Corporate Engagement here at Exit Realty Corp International. And I know I always say this, that I'm super excited for this month's Techinar, but I'm really excited for this month's Techinar because, and it gave, I had to reflect on this because I knew what our monthly theme was, which is business planning, because this is a great time of year to do your basic planning, your business planning. But I wanted to put a really unique spin on this because most of the time business plans are put together on paper, right? They're printed. This is where you get to do your brainstorming. You may email it to your broker owner or your coach or your mentor. But I wanted to take a spin with artificial intelligence and taking a regular, strategy with your business planning to a whole different level using AI, because I want you to plan it like you mean it. And planning a business that works because you have carefully put in a lot of detail, but also opens up areas that maybe you aren't paying close attention to, only because maybe you're focusing on other things. Artificial intelligence can do so much, and business planning is one of those too I believe this particular Techinar is going to really open your eyes to some incredible opportunities. So what are we going to cover today? I've got 4 areas that we're going to focus on. First, probably one of my favorite. One of the most important places to go is to reveal your blind spots. And this is probably one of the most tender portions of this presentation, but the most meaningful. And I know that you're going to walk away with some really good takeaways just in the first section as we discover our blind spot analysis. We're also going to take a look at refreshing your goals. Whether you accomplish your goals or maybe they were too lofty or you surpass your goals, it's how do we get that energy back into your business planning so that you can refresh them to really get excited about what's to come in the new year of 2026 and beyond. Third, we're going to talk about building better relationships with artificial intelligence. And this one you're going to really enjoy because it's really going to bring out the personality so that you can connect better with your clients. And then we're also going to talk about helping you stay on track. That yes, artificial intelligence can help you do that too. So let's get started. Now, I've blended a little bit of some positive, inspiring messages throughout, so I would love for you to take a picture of this screenshot as we talk about blind spot analysis, because the goal here is to help you uncover what's holding you back and what have you been avoiding. Yes, because I'm pretty sure you have, right? So I have this really special kind of inspirational message that sometimes the biggest thing is standing in your way. Sometimes the biggest thing standing in your way is something you haven't even noticed yet. So could that be something that might be a hinder to your business planning? Well, let's take a look at that. I do have some prompts that I want to share with you. And I actually want to go into my ChatGPT and I want to type in these prompts so that you have a little bit of a taste of what this could be like for you. I am always astounded with how artificial intelligence continues to know me better. And you may have seen a trend months ago where people were posting what ChatGPT thinks they do really well, right? What things do we do really, really well? What do we excel at? And people were asking ChatGPT and it would give them these glowing statements and everybody was super excited. And I'm the skeptic on the other end saying, well, what don't I do really well? What are some of the things that I am avoiding? So that's what we're going to do right now. So let's take a look at that. These are some prompts that I want you, we'll come back and revisit, but these are some really important prompts. Now I'm going to enter those prompts into my ChatGPT. So for example, what do my actions, say I value most right now? Let's see what it has to say. So what do my actions say I value most right now? And it's going to come back with a really interesting result. So let's take a sip, take notes. Now, This is what it has to say. It says, here's the honest read from your recent patterns. So what your actions say you value most. Number one, people, platforms. You keep pouring into agents, owners, engagement leaders in your church community. Your calendar screams relationship first, coaching, celebrating wins, writing posts, and giving scripts that lift others. Okay, so that's interesting. These are things that are important when you are in your business planning mode to understand what you value the most. And it's going to give you, first of all, when you do this for yourself, and here's what I want you to do. While you're in this Techinar, I want you to ask these prompts to your ChatGPT. Okay, so here's what a prompt that you can say, or you can type into your ChatGPT while we're doing this Techinar. You ready? I'm going to give you the second one, and it's going to be a zinger. It says, what am I avoiding that could actually help my business grow? So I want you to type this into your ChatGPT. Okay, ready? What am I avoiding that could actually help my business grow? And I want you to type in one of those responses into the chat here into our webinar. I want to hear, what are some of your responses? And I know that you're going to say, whoa, how does it know me so well? Because I get the same reaction when I'm interacting with my ChatGPT. As you use it more often, it's going to give you more information about yourself that I believe you can use quite well, and it'll serve you tremendously as you're building your business plan. Okay, so let me do that. Let me do, what am I avoiding that could actually help grow my business? So let me type that in. What? What am I avoiding that could actually help my business grow? Don't you want to know? I want to know. I don't want to know just all the good stuff. I want to know in what areas could I be improving? Okay, so this is interesting. So it says, time for some tough love wrapped in kindness. Like, I love that. I want people to be honest with me. It says, here's what your patterns whisper and occasionally shout, and what you might be avoiding that could actually catapult your business. Fully showcasing you as a brand. Okay, you amplify others beautifully, and that's true, but you, the brand of Annette Anthony, often stays behind the scenes. So that's interesting perspective, right? It's really interesting, and I want you to put in your answers in the chat because I want to hear what is your ChatGPT telling you that you're avoiding that could actually help your business grow. Okay, here's another one. Here's the third question. Right over here. Okay, the third prompt is, if I were coaching myself, what would I tell me to stop doing? Ooh, that's a good one, isn't it? Okay, so let's do that. Well, here's the other prompt. If I were coaching myself, what would I tell myself to stop doing? Let's see. Oof. It starts with an oof. I say that. That's funny. Oof, great question. And she calls me brainstorming buddy. That's why it's two B's, BB. This is what she says. It says, and you know it cuts deep because you coach so many others with that same precision. So let's turn your superpower inward for a sec. And I'm like, gulp, right? It says, here's what Coach Annette would lovingly but firmly tell Annette, the doer, the dreamer, and director, to stop doing so your impact, energy, and peace can multiply. So stop confusing motion with momentum. It says you're constantly creating, connecting, and producing, but not every activity moves the mission forward. Ouch. But so good for me to hear this, right? It says, if it doesn't build brand, belief, or business, it's busy work. Okay. That doesn't mean you stop serving. It means you stop scattering your brilliance across tasks that don't compound. Now, it goes in a little bit deeper, okay? It says, oh, here's another one. Stop saying yes because you can. Just because I can doesn't mean I should. If it doesn't align with your top 3 priorities, faith, people, mission, metrics, delegate, or delay. So good. I want to hear from you. What are you guys seeing in your ChatGPT? What are some of the truths that's emerging that you're being awakened to. I want to hear what those comments are in the chat. So let's go back to the prompts. I want to make sure that you have these in case you miss them so that you can do these yourself in ChatGPT. So these are the 3 questions. The first one I asked, what do my actions say that I value most right now? The second one was, what am I avoiding that could actually help grow my business or help my business grow? And number 3, if I were coaching myself, what would I tell myself to stop doing? That was so good. Here's the point here. Whether you have a mentor or a coach, I want to ask you this. How long would it take that coach or mentor to learn these really intimate things about you? In my opinion, it would probably take months. I was just talking with one of our exit agents recently, and I had her do the same thing, and she was just taken back by the realness that was revealed from ChatGPT, and she just recently signed up to get coaching. I believe coaching is important to get because you have an individual that's going to help you. But then I also encouraged her to take what ChatGPT discovered and share that with her mentor or coach so that they understand immediately what are some of the areas in which she was having some difficulties with. Because if a coach really truly understands areas in which you could make better, they're going to be able to do a much better job of helping to coach you along. So not only are these prompts, the answers to these prompts, important for you in your business planning, but it's also important for those who are helping to support you with your business planning as well. But you can't create a proper, at least in my opinion, a proper business planning without knowing what are some of the blind spots that may be keeping you from growing your business. So I hope you liked just this first portion as much as I did, because man, what a huge difference. It's an awakening of what's possible if you know that these challenges exist. Okay, now the second one is, let's talk about refreshing your goals. And chances are you likely didn't use ChatGPT. You probably didn't realize that you could do this, which is why I'm so excited to share it with you. So I have an inspirational quote here. It's, your business plan isn't a relic. It's a roadmap, because it is, right? Let's make sure it all points to where you actually want to go. And we just learned a little bit about the blind spots. So taking your goals and uploading it into ChatGPT, I believe it's next level. So let me show you how you do this. First, we're going to go into the Resource Center. And I want to just take a minute. I know many of our exit associates know where the agent business plans are, but we have a lot of guests who come on the Techinars and they might not be familiar. So we're here in the Resource Center. We're going to hover over Resources, and we're going to go into the e-manuals section. When we go into e-manuals, we're targeting specifically our agent success plans. We have 2, whether you're brand new to real estate or you're new to the exit brand. We're going to open up the e-manual. When we go to e-manuals, we want to go into section number 2, into business matters. In section number 2, you're going to see your business plan. And this is where you can click on the business plan, you can open up the PDF document, and you can download it, okay? So when you click on download document, it's going to download it. And as you'll notice, let me go ahead and open it here. It is the 2026 business plan. And this is a blank landscape, okay? So this is where it's completely blank, nothing is filled in, but it does give you some opportunity to fill in, your self-assessment exercise. It gives you visualization, your 5-year vision. So it's a clean slate, okay? So this is wonderful for you to start filling this in. So let's just say in ChatGPT, let's say you already have last year's, which is 2025, right? You have last year's goals that you put together in 2024 around this time of year, and you have that saved on your computer. Well, I have it right here, just an example of one. Here's the 2025 agent business plan example. And it includes your commitment, right? Your own assessment, your 5-year vision, your metric, right? So let's say we're going to use this and we're going to upload it into ChatGPT. And then we're going to add some prompts when we upload this document. So let's take a look. You're going to love this. Okay. So first is when we talk about refreshing our goals, let's go ahead and upload that document. So we're going to upload it, and it was our 2025 business plan, okay? We're going to click open. While that's uploading, let's ask it some prompts. So I'm going to say rewrite my goals. You're going to love this. Okay, so using outcome. Actually, no, let's do another prompt. I've got these prompts for you, but let's do this. Analyze my business plan. You want to be as concise as possible and identify areas I've neglected or outgrown. You got to ask yourself these hard questions, right? Or at least ChatGPT. So analyze my business plan and identify areas I've neglected or outgrown. Now it's already uploaded the document, and we'll go ahead and click to go ahead and send that prompt through. Let's see what it does. So it's going to give me a thoughtful analysis of my 2025 business plan, identifying strengths, what I've potentially outgrown, and here's a few intentional adjustments that can help me level up. Like, who does this, right? It's so, when I think about ChatGPT, I am continuously in awe of just the capabilities that it can do. So obviously you want to read, you want to dive through this. And some areas it might be like right on target. Some areas you might say, not quite what I want to go with. So you have to take the information and adjust it so that it feels more like you. But it's pretty interesting. Areas that that this example may have outgrown. I want to know in the chat, what are you discovering as you're typing these prompts into your ChatGPT? Now, I know that you've done your goals for 2025. I know that you did them. And you put them together last year, this time in 2024. I would love to know in the chat, what have you discovered that are some areas of opportunity that you're just awakened to? Okay, I would love to know that. That would be incredible. Obviously, you want to share what you're doing with your business plans with your broker owner, for sure. Because it's an important relationship, at least with our franchisees. They love to work with their exit agents to help them with their goals. We know how to download the document now into ChatGPT, and these are the 2 prompts that I typed into the chat. And I want to put these up on the screen so that you have them. The first one we did was analyze my business plan and identify areas I've neglected or outgrown. I would love for you to type in there for it to rewrite your goals using outcome-based language instead of effort-based. I'd love for you to see the response that you're going to get. Let's talk now about building better relationships with a plan. Yes, because it is about building relationships. It's to be done on purpose and not by accident. So I want to give you some really good prompts that are going to help you do that. Because the biggest challenge when it comes to reaching out to your database and really making a connection, maybe you haven't been in touch with your database. Maybe you've got leads that you've not followed up with regularly. The challenge might be, what do I say? Because if you don't have that verbiage, you're just not going to make those calls. It's going to be difficult. Or text messages. You don't want to sound salesy, but you do want to make that connection, and you do want them to take you seriously when you're connecting. So I've got these 3 really powerful prompts that are going to help you make better connections and build better relationships with your database. So let's take some of these and put them into ChatGPT to help you connect better. So let's go back into our business planning, and I'm going to just enter those prompts. So how about this? Create 10 authentic ways to, I don't think I can talk and type at the same time. How about you guys? Check in with past clients that don't sound salesy, right? Nobody wants that. So create 10 authentic ways to check in with past clients that don't sound salesy. We love that. Let's see what it says. some of these, and this is all based on who you are, your mannerisms, how what you're doing in ChatGPT. So it's giving you 10, and I love these. So it makes your clients feel like you're thinking of them, not fishing for business. So I thought of you text, hey, I drove by, maybe say their old street name today, and it reminded me of your beautiful home. How's everything going these days? That's nice. You think that they will be more likely to answer that other than, hey, are you thinking about selling your home? Or, hey, do you know someone who's thinking about, purchasing a house or selling? No. How about life moment check-in, right? Hi, I remember your kids were starting middle school last year. How's that going? I hope everyone's thriving. I love these. These are great suggestions and probably ones that I wouldn't have considered, or maybe some that you might not have considered. A seasonal hello, right? I hope you're soaking up this gorgeous fall weather. Are you doing any home projects before winter hits? Celebrate their wins, for sure. Like, I love this one. I saw your post about whatever that is. Congratulations. So happy to see you're doing well. No agenda, just pure encouragement. So these are 10 things to consider. So good. Okay, here's what ChatGPT also does that I really do appreciate. It always gives suggestions. So take a look at the bottom right here. It said, would you like me to build a 12-month client care calendar using touches like these? One per month with text, email, social variations. It would make nurturing your past clients completely effortless. Like, who would say no, right? A person with no soul. So let's go ahead and say yes, please. Again, got to be really nice to technology. If you've ever seen Terminator, you know how important that is. So I'm just going to say yes, please. We wanted to create a 12-month client care calendar, just with a simple message each month. And I love this. It gives me a suggestion. So either for delivery, text or handwritten note, okay, delivery, text or social direct message, an email or a quick call. Come on, these are great suggestions. And you want to have these handy, so if you ever get a moment and you're like, I got nothing, you've got ChatGPT that's going to inspire you with some creative ways that are not salesy at all. And they just scream engagement. I love this. Here's another prompt that you can do to build better relationships is, how about this one? And it was in one of the prompts that I shared. So help me sound like me. Help me sound like me in a follow-up text. So this could be hard, right? When you take a script and it sounds nothing like you, you want to make sure that you're directing ChatGPT with exactly with what you want. So these are some follow-up text options. So whether you're connecting with a past client or a new lead, all in your voice. So casual and caring, connection focused, light and familiar, community vibe, so good. And it's even going to ask you to even tailor it more for specific versions. So good, right? Listen, there's more that we're going to cover, so let's go back into the deck. All right, so we gave you some suggestions. Here are some prompts that you can use, okay? Make sure that you take a screenshot of these so that you have them to help you build better relationships, but there's more. Okay, let's talk about staying on track. So here's an inspiration, right? You don't rise to the level of your goals, okay? You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. And I know what you're thinking. Ooh, that one stings a little bit like a sunburn, right? At least it does me. But it's a really good reminder that we need to take a look at our habits and what we're allowing and to always challenge ourselves to do better. So let's talk a little bit about staying on track. Did you know that you can ask ChatGPT to help you with accountability, to help you with checklists for your real estate business, to just help remind you of what you set out to accomplish? And you can set up the rhythm to be whatever you want it to be. So for example, let's talk about some of these prompts. So let's go back into ChatGPT for a moment. And let's ask it to help us stay on track. So if we were to ask it to build me, and these were in your prompt, so build me a weekly accountability. And please go in the chat. I would love to hear, what do you think about all this? Do you think it's creepy to use technology to build your business plan for the next year? Are you excited about this? I hope you are. I'm very, very excited, but I'm constantly just in awe. So let's keep this. So build me a weekly accountability checklist for my real estate business based on my 2026 goals. And let's see what it does. Perfect. So within seconds, right, it's going to give you a checklist. And if you get up in the day and you're just, how do I go ahead and take these into action? You have to have a plan. If you're that individual that loves to cross things off, that's me. To make sure that you did those things is very important. It's like reps when you're working out. You want to have repetition. And not just walking into a gym and not knowing what to do, but to actually having strategic things of what you're going to accomplish that day and how many times you're going to do it. So for example, lead generation, daily habits. And I love this because it needs to be a daily habit. But if you didn't have metrics to follow, so for example, contact 10 people a day. And you can determine what your hours of that you work are, right? But it could be calls, texts, and direct messages. Second, sharing your exit mobile business card 3 times a week. Post 2 pieces of valuable content, and it gives you some suggestions. And if you wanted to go a little bit deeper into your specific market, you can ask ChatGPT to give you 2 pieces of valuable content specific to your market insight. Yeah, I know. And then it says weekly review. How many meaningful conversations did I have? Did I generate at least one new opportunity? So yeah, ChatGPT can help you with a strategy to make sure that you're staying on top of the goals that you set out for yourself. Here's some more prompts that I also included. Remind me what I said. And check my progress. So my prompt is remind me what I said I wanted to accomplish and check my progress. It says you got it. So let's look at what you said you want to accomplish based on your goals. So these are, from my earlier conversations, here's what I've got my sights on for next year. Okay. So it's just going to give you a quick, this is something that you might want to print and have, of course, print it. If you needed to make some adjustments, you can make some adjustments to it before you actually print it. And then have it somewhere visually. Share it with someone. Share it with your broker owner. Commit to this. Maybe even be bold enough and share it on social media. So that your sphere, right, whether it's your buyer, your past clients, your friends, your family, your circle of influence can help you with these goals. They can check in with you as well. But you could also have it tie into, regular check-ins. You can come into ChatGPT and you can certainly have it help you stay accountable. So here's some interesting what it just gave me. So it says, let's check progress. Let's do a quick reflection audit. I'll ask a few key check-in questions. So then you need to answer these questions. And when you answer those questions, it's going to give you a progress scorecard. Okay, so good. It says even, would you like me to create that scorecard format next so that you can fill it in quickly each month? And what do we say? Yes, please. Let's see that scorecard. Technology, some view it as it's just fearful, but it can actually help you accomplish things that you never even imagined. Who'd have thought to upload your business plan into ChatGPT, help you with some ways to connect more meaningfully with your clients, have it be your accountability? It can do those things. It can. So again, your personal goals, your business goals, you can design it in Canva. You can have it, you can ask it to create a PDF document. So good. So far we've talked about how you can take a look at your blind spots, how you can upload your business plan into ChatGPT, how you can help it refresh it for you. We also talked about building better relationships with some prompts with your clients, with your lead follow-up. And then we also talked about accountability. And I hope that this presentation absolutely changes everything about the process in which you build your business plan. You probably never even imagined that you could do this with your business planning. And maybe you never did. You know, ChatGPT has not been around for many, many years. It's a newer platform. And what's interesting is individuals are finding very unique ways to leverage it. And business planning, as this is our topic for the month of October, I just felt this is a really unique way to build your business plan. Get excited for the new year. Have technology show you some areas where you can be improving. So I hope it changes everything for you because it's going to be a phenomenal year ahead. So there are different large language models to choose from. And what I have found that I enjoy the most is ChatGPT because it helps me with creativity. I feel like I can have a conversation with it and it responds back with me in conversation. It helps me with ideas and it helps me really polish up my stories and what I want to create. But there's different platforms that you can use. I've broken them all down here on this slide. So it just depends on what type of user you are and what you want to accomplish. There's probably a platform that is going to be most usable for you. And I want to thank you for joining us here on this month's Techinar as we're focusing on business planning. I've got some resources that I want to share with you, which is our handle for social media, which is Exit Realty Corp International. Find us everywhere, connect with us, follow what we're posting, and of course you can share. You can also text Exit TV to 85377 to go to our YouTube channel. We have a specific playlist where you can go and see our real estate videos on technology. We have our realestateindustryleaders.com blog. So many great stories, and you can get to know us a little bit better. We have Focus on Good Health. That's a great site because it's not just all business. We've got some resources that'll help you improve your overall well-being. We also have Prompter, which is our affirmation app. Don't forget, that's a great resource for you because here's what we know, what you think about, you know, that grows. So we want you to think the best version of you always, and affirmations are a great way to do that. Take it on the go in our app. You'd love it. We also have joinexitraelty.com. So if you're not familiar with the Exit Realty brand, we invite you to get to know us a little bit better. And if I can be a resource for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can text the phrase engage to the number 85377 today. Thank you for joining today. We hope this is the first step, or maybe a deeper step, into using artificial intelligence in your business to improve your life. Make it a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you for joining us.